Greetings, Japan fans. Today's show, we're going to go high tech. We're going to look at the S-curve of leadership. Maishu, arigatou gozaimasu. And welcome back to the 11th year of the Leadership Japan series. And I'm your host in Tokyo, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the three-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, or in Japanese, Anata mo Prezen no Tachiden. Plus, Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Muru ni suru no wa yamimashou. And all are available on Amazon. This podcast brings insights, examples, and experience about leading in Japan. Trust me, it is different here. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We're not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentation Japan series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcaster Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show podcast. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. Before we get going, today's handy Japanese phrase is Nihongo sura sura yomeru yo. Nihongo sura sura yomeru yo. He or she reads Japanese without any problem, without a hitch, very smoothly. Nihongo sura sura yomeru yo. Nihongo sura sura yomeru yo. Nihongo sura sura yomeru yo. This is episode number 544. Today we are talking about how leaders can apply the S-curve effect to developing team members in Japan. The S-curve is a very simple concept. Over time, a newly promoted employee goes through distinct stages in their performance achievement. Initially, their performance declines as they grapple with the new set of responsibilities. Gradually, they get the swing of things and start to do well at their new accountability. After a period of being comfortable with their role, they start to stagnate and they stop growing. Within these stages, there are many nuances. We select people for promotion based on their history and our hope for their future. We expect that good work and result production in the current role is an important indicator of talent and ability, and that these attributes can be transferred into their leadership role. One of the astounding things about modern business in Japan is that firms abandon these individuals at this point. Puzzlingly, they do not provide their newly promoted leaders with any great assistance to succeed. The newly promoted are given the baton of command and left to themselves to use trial and error or copying what their previous bosses did to work out how to lead. Sounds like a plan, except what if their previous boss role models were totally mediocre level leaders? This is how to create generational decline in a business, and no one would be voting for that. You really have to wonder how we could still be using such a failed model in this modern day and age in such a sophisticated country like Japan. This country has a constant savage battle for market share going on across all industries. The struggle for survival is real, and yet the development of the people in middle management who can make a difference is being hamstrung by inertia. Companies just keep doing what they've always done. That's not very smart if your competitor is making the changes to succeed and you are not. Part of the issue is that promoting one person doesn't fit into any comfortable time frame for the machine. If 10 people get promoted at the same time, then perhaps some group training can be arranged. The green eye shade types hunkered down in the accounting department run the numbers, calculate the per head cost, the per hour numbers, and conclude that this is doable. However, if it is just one person, then the calculations blow up and the required training gets the thumbs down as too expensive. Consequently, there is no mechanism for allowing new leaders to play the role they've been handpicked for. Individual coaching is ruled out as too expensive for such a low-level position. For the senior directors, of course, an executive coach is deemed an acceptable expense, but not so for the newly minted section head. It is a case of congratulations, work hard, and good luck. And that is the full extent of the training program. Here's a hint for everyone. Look for training companies like us who offer public classes on leadership, where you can ship the newly promoted person off to a class with others in similar situations, assembled together from other industries and companies. That is not hard and is not expensive. In the meantime, the new leader is struggling to work out what they should be doing in this unfamiliar leadership role. Of course, the section targets haven't been adjusted down to account for their struggle or lack of experience in this new role. Initially, they worked much harder than before as a player manager to get to the required numbers. This works for the first year, and then what happens? The next year, the targets are higher again, and they are doing even more individual work. Not much leading is underway to get to the target for which they have responsibility because they don't have any time. They're not leveraging the team to produce a team result. Heroically, they're trying to do it by themselves. By year 3, they blow up and can't match the increase in targets. Then the machine concludes they are a dud as a leader. They are replaced with the next victim. No lessons have been learnt, and the cycle kicks off again. Find out more. We come back from the break. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also do custom in-house programs. We do them in Japanese and we do them in English, do them in our super safe classroom. We do them live online. Okay, our show today is being brought to you by, on the 3rd of February, our Dale Carnegie course, 12-week version. On the 15th, we're doing leadership training for managers. We'll do that over 3 days. And on the 19th and 20th, we will do high impact presentations training. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. So that's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. So that's greg.story, S-T-O-R-Y, at dalecarnegie.com. Don't forget to grab my business books on Japan on Amazon. Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese. Japan Business Mastery. Japan Presentations Mastery, which is Anata mo Presen no Tachijin in translation. And Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de Okane o Budni Sunu wa Yamimashou. If you like learning by watching videos, and we have over 2,300 there for you at Tokyo Japan Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. We release 3 TV shows every week on YouTube. The Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, that's the premier business show on Japan. That's every Monday, Tokyo time. Fridays, we have the Japan Business Mastery Show. And on Saturdays, we release Japan's top business interviews, where I interview leaders from SMEs all the way up to the corporate captains of industry on one topic, leading in Japan. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. You can email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Welcome back. It doesn't have to be this way. Get some new leader training and support for them. Then they will start to produce results from the whole team. The initial struggle with the unfamiliar starts to sort itself out. Through the training, they discover the leverage points around having access to the people to get to the numbers as a team. They are still doing some trial and error, but it is off a base of knowledge and ideas rather than desperate guesswork. They are executing on what they have been trained to do, and they are now fine-tuning it for their own idiosyncratic reality. There's a pivot point which must be cleared though. This is to move from working in the business to working on the business. A newly promoted leader, after 3 years of experience, has now worked out what to do, and they are doing it well. But this is where stagnation can set in. They slip effortlessly into their comfort zone. The machine is well oiled and working, and they are just repeating the same steps over and over. It would be good if business was left frozen at this point and not continually evolving, or if their rivals were dormant and not innovating and pushing hard. Obviously, that is not the case, and there is no margin for cruising in modern commerce. If there is a culture of learning established in the organization, then the new leader is constantly encouraged to educate themselves and look for Kaizen-style improvement, as well as possible innovation leaps to grow the operation. They're also pushing to get further trained as an experienced leader. If they are smart enough, they cannot just be satisfied with what they were provided with as a new leader. The leadership training content is quite different because now they're operating in a much more complex stage and need more complete solutions. In Japan, very few leaders get this advanced leadership training because of the over-reliance on OJT, on-the-job training. In fact, in Japan, most leaders are not leaders at all because they are stuck as being simple managers. They get the work done on time, on budget, at the required quality, all great and necessary. However, they are not competent enough around bringing everyone together and persuading them on the direction for the business, or developing the abilities of their staff, which are the additional tasks for the leader beyond running the machine well. Leadership is a journey. There's nothing particularly new, and you would think we would have all worked this out pretty well by now. In Japan, that is not the case. There is a big opportunity to improve the productivity of firms through further developing the ability of their leaders. If your leaders are relying on trial and error, then you have a big problem which needs fixing, and fixing right now. Thank you for joining the Leadership Japan series. If you found the program useful, then tell your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. You can contact me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. Our website is www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Until the next episode, take what you thought valuable, put it into action, because idea application is what makes winners winners. So be one of them. Remember, I'm in your corner, your go-to guy for soft skills training in Tokyo, committed to your success here in Nippon.